Let me take you to a moment. Me standing in front of the mirror, looking at my reflection. My heart heavy, my mind whispering. If only I could step out of this skin, leave behind the weight, the insecurities, the shame. And I know I am not alone. How many of us, especially as teenagers, have looked in the mirror and felt disappointed? Too short, too tall, too fat, too thin, too dark. Society has always been right there, whispering that somehow we are not enough. And I want to walk you through my story, a story of hurtful comments, shattered confidence, unexpected wins, and realizations that transform me. Because body positivity is not just about size. It's about rediscovering your worth, your confidence, and your joy. During the COVID-19 lockdown, as the world stood still, my body slowly changed. On the outside, it was just a few extra kilos. But inside, it felt like an earthquake. Every time I stepped on the weighing scale and the numbers refused to move, I felt another crack open inside my confidence. I wanted the numbers to go down. They didn't. They never did. But society did not see the frustrations or the sleepless nights. It only saw, oh, she gained weight. Those words echoed everywhere. Family gatherings, whispered comments, careless remarks. 3 little words that followed me like a shadow, sharper than knives. One day in school, a student made a hurtful comment about me. At that moment, I laughed it off. But later, alone, the laughter cracked into tears. And yet, in that moment of darkness, there was a voice. Anchal ma'am, my teacher, who told me, you're more than your body. You're your mind, your talent, your voice. That was the first seed of body positivity planted in me. Another incident happened at our school trek. Halfway up, my chest tightened and my legs screamed. I whispered, I can't. At that moment, Dolly ma'am came and placed a hand on my shoulder. She said, one step at a time. And so I did. One painful, stubborn step after another. I was the last to reach the camp, convinced I had failed. But as soon as I arrived, everyone applauded. That applause wasn't for speed. It wasn't for perfection. It was for not giving up. Real applause is not for your looks. It is always for your spirit. And I can prove that to you right now. I'll give you a few situations and you tell me by your claps if that deserves an applause. A person walks into a room looking absolutely flawless. Magazine cover ready. Clap if you feel that deserves an applause. Now, a person walks into a room after running their very first 5 kilometers, sweating, stumbling, but happy that they made it. Clap if you feel that deserves an applause. Wonderful. Someone performs a dance flawlessly, every move perfect. Clap if you feel that deserves an applause. Now, someone who is terrified of the stage goes up there, misses a few steps, but keeps on smiling and finishes. Clap. Great. Did you notice? Each time your applause grew louder and louder. This applause wasn't for perfection, it wasn't for looks, it wasn't for winning. It was for courage, persistence, and effort. The fact is, when you are overweight, you begin hiding in more ways than one. I remember we once took a group photo. I quietly slipped to the back, hiding behind my taller friends. But later, when I looked at the photo, I realized I was still there, still visible, still me. In stores, I would pick up dresses I loved, but put them back, whispering, "This won't fit me." On stage, I avoided the spotlight, terrified people would judge. But to be very honest, the cruelest critic wasn't the society. It was the voice I heard every single morning from my own mirror. But one day I realized that same mirror could become my greatest coach. Let me show you how. Close your eyes. Imagine your mirror, the one you see every single morning. What is the first thought that comes to your mind? How do I look? Am I too dark? Too much hair? Too many pimples? I wish I looked different. Now, the same mirror, the same you, but instead of asking, "Do I look perfect?" ask, "Do I feel strong? Do I feel happy? Do I feel like me?" With that one shift in perspective, the mirror can stop being a critic and it can become a coach. Slowly, with the help of my family, my friends, my teachers, and most importantly, with my own shift in perspective, I stopped shrinking. I stopped hiding. I anchored in my school's annual production. I can still feel it, the mic right in front of me, my palms slippery with sweat, the lights so bright it blurred the audience. And then, as soon as I spoke my last line, everyone applauded. That applause wasn't for perfection. It wasn't for my appearance. In that moment, I realized I belong here. I acted in theater, stepping into characters larger than life. And then, the unthinkable. I danced. To some, it may have looked awkward, but for me, every step said, "This is me, and I'm not hiding anymore. I'm not shrinking anymore." Looking back, I realized there were two main things that helped me shift my perspective. Holding on to what applause is really for and asking my mirror better questions. They carried me from the back row of the photos to the center of the stage. And maybe they can carry someone else too. Because for me, confidence did not come from chasing perfection. It came from persistence, from learning self-love, and from daring, even trembling, to shine anyways. Thank you.